It's an 85 Volkswagen camper van. It's got a pop-up. And so I owned it back in 05, right? So I owned it. My friend, Kyle Brandt, beautiful human, awesome individual. He was in an IED attack, and unfortunately, he did not make it. I spoke at his funeral, and, we laid him to rest. Great guy. These things happen on a country war for that many years. And like about a month or two later, his parents call me up. Hey, we're thinking about selling a van to his roommate, who's a girl. So we're thinking about selling the van to his roommate's boyfriend. And, I started answering, kind of normal, like, okay, all right. About halfway through that sentence, it's like, you know what? And we hate that guy. We think he's a total knucklehead. Me and Brant never liked him.
Did we want this on that video?
Yeah, we totally want him on the video. That's 100%. And we hate that dude. I'll buy the van, and I'm going to sell it to a family. And if the family buys it for more, I'll send you the difference. If they don't, we'll talk about it, whatever. I don't even care. I can't imagine the van going to someone that we just don't like, and because we surfed in it, we spent tons of time in it, Brant and me and another guy called Paulson, we surfed in it all the time. And so they go to me, they said, you know what, we already talked about this, knew you were going to say something like this, and we've decided to give you the van. And we've already discussed it. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And so I took the van and I drove it. I took guys surfing and I camped in it and I drove it for years. But, when you have a 20-year-old vehicle and something breaks down, it's not kind of like owning a brand new vehicle and you're like, okay, an alternator is like $100 and 60 labor or whatever it is. That's what it takes, But this, it's like, oh, well, this thing's broken. Might be $200, might be $400, it might be $5,000. Well, as these little, kind of nicks and dings kept happening, I was like, I don't have $20,000 right now to kind of pump into this 20-year-old van as I'm getting out of the Navy. And so I put a car cover on it and I parked at my driveway, and fast forward about a year, and a buddy of mine, he was a Marine I was going through MBA course with, is like, look at this thing. He's like, I didn't know you own a van. I was, wait, you work on vehicles? He's like, yeah, dude, I rebuild these things. I do this, and this is like, I love these things. I was like, all right, well, you can have it. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, man, I'll just give it to you right now. I got the pink slip in my office. And so, 5 minutes later, I gave him the van. He was just like blown away. Like, dude, this is insane. So I gave him the van. He towed it to his house. He put $40,000 into it. It's got a rebuilt Subaru engine. It's lifted. It's got, little stuff like this. It's all these new drapes. It's got new tent up top. It's got a light. It's just got all these different things going on. It's really, really cool. And he calls me up one day. Hey, man, moving to Texas. Do you want to buy the van back for all the money I put into it? I was like, yeah. And so I own the van again. And there was a whole bunch of stress and work and labor put into it. I didn't experience any of that. I just got the reward.
The goodies, huh?
Yeah, well,
you know what I love about it? The story is that your buddy's spirit lives on, right? Yeah. It's he did right by his family, and the van ended up back with you, and this is another way to keep talking about him and just keep the spirit open.
Close, right? Yeah,
he's the legendary guy. He's wonderful.
He was ADHD to the core too. I remember he put 3 separate containers. He filled one with water, the other with like a little bit cleaner water, and then the last one is where you took your wetsuit off and put it in there, and so there was, sandy water that was dirty, a little bit better, and then like a clean place to store your wetsuit. But me and my other friend Kyle were like, no, dude, like, you're a SEAL and now you're a surfer. You need to understand that, like, you got to be a little dirty to survive. So we would change and work everything perfectly. He had a big smile on his face. Be like, yeah, dude, this is awesome. This is great. And when he wasn't looking, we dumped out the water of the one, and then the dirty water, we would take his wetsuit, rub it in the sand, and then put it in that one, and then store it away. So the next time we surfed, me and Kyle had clean wetsuits, and Brant covered in sand and muck and dirt. But, lessons learned, right? Like, so, yeah, it's good time.